So I Brother Umar, one of our future imams, inshallah, give the khatira, but I hijacked his khatira, and inshallah he'll forgive me for doing that, because I don't want to do this outside. It's too cold. I'm going to do it inside here for a few moments. And I'm going to relieve the munshideen, inshallah, from having to continue the inshad outside. It's too cold. They can do it inside if they would like to, and I'll probably forfeit my tafsir halaqah for the night. I just wanted to take a few moments and just thank everyone who took the time to show up. And we ran this here, and I do this to encourage every Islamic institution and others at the end of Islamic Heritage Month, and on the 31st specifically, to run events to prevent unnecessary and awkward conversations on that day. Conversations that are not only unneeded and are just an extra burden upon parents and upon children. They also, it is very selfish. It's also for me, so that I don't have to answer questions to children who want to ask me if it's haram or halal, and I don't want to answer those questions because I don't think I need to, and I don't want to have to get between a father and his son. So that's why we do this, inshallah. We're going to try and encourage this happening at the end of every month. Just to share with you a few thoughts, inshallah. It's no point. This is completely unneeded. Okay. To really, at the end of Islamic Heritage Month, when they ask and they always talk, I don't like having months for things. By the way, it's one of the things I don't enjoy at all. I don't speak out against it, but if I had my way, I don't like there being a day, for this or a month for that. I think it's just a way to, quiet people, who are oppressed or basically marginalized one way or the other. But something to think about. When you say the word heritage, what is the heritage of Islam? The heritage of Islam is basically the transformation of people from an era that was called Jahiliyyah to an era of what is the opposite of that, which if you understand it correctly is enlightenment. The word Jahiliyyah comes from the root jahl. So in Arabic, if you understand how derivatives work, fi'l means action, fa'iliyah means productivity, which is basically actions that are done appropriately, like actions that are done really well to achieve their purpose. So jahl is ignorance. Jahiliyyah is the perfect manifestation of ignorance. Like this, it was a time that expressed ignorance perfectly. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the time before Islam. And of course, if you follow in the Quran, the word Jahiliyyah comes 4 times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about 4 things. He talks about theological Jahiliyyah. تَظُنُّونَ بِاللَّهِ غَيْرَ الْحَقِّ ظَنَّ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ. And he talks about root law that is ignorant. فَحُكْمَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ. He talks about social behavior, social ethics that are ignorant. تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. And he talks about personal ethics. حَمِيَّةَ الْجَاهِلِيَّة, right? So, and this covers every aspect of human behavior, really. And the way that it's seen, or the way we're supposed to carry our deen, and this is where the heritage piece comes in, is that we are people who who made it across it all. Like we crossed the rail, we crossed the line. We left a time of when ignorance was being practiced in every way, where it was dark. It was figuratively dark in every way. Lawfully, it was dark. Ethically, it was dark. Theologically, it was dark. We were suffering as a race, as a population, as a nation. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted us Islam, which is the opposite of all that. Which is a new era was born, where critical thinking was respected, where knowledge seeking was seen as an action that's equivalent to protecting the country. Nothing. If you start a nation or a country, the first thing you emphasize amongst your people is that we have to protect it, which is why jihad is so important, because you're protecting. In Islam, talabul ilm, seeking knowledge, is seen equivalent to doing that. Imagine that a nation grows telling its followers that you have to protect, but seeking knowledge is equivalent to doing that. If you go seek knowledge and become knowledgeable, become a scientist or a scholar or a specialist in anything, you are equivalent to someone who's standing there with his sword or his gun protecting the land. That was a transformation in the way people thought. This was a transformation in perspective, in comprehension of what it meant to be a human being altogether, what it meant to be Muslim. And that's the heritage that we carry. We have to continue to protect the fact that we got rid of Jahiliyyah and we put it behind us and we moved forward. We can't regress back to it. You see, the Prophet ﷺ, this is what he told us. What he warned us of, ﷺ, is that don't go back. He kept on using the same term. أَبِدَعْوَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ أَتَعُودُونَ بَعْدِي. Are you going to go back after I leave? I'm still here. You're going to go back to Jahiliyyah? His main concern was that the Muslims at some point were going to regress back to Jahiliyyah. and go back to hukm al-jahiliyyah, to a law that was filled with jahiliyyah, that is governing people. Or ethics that were filled with tabarruj al-jahiliyyah, or personal principles or values that were filled with hamiyat al-jahiliyyah, or a theology that had dhann al-jahiliyyah. And if what I'm saying right now is not ringing a bell for you as a Muslim within the world, then you're living in a bubble. We have not only regressed to these things, we've actually taken a few steps back. Abu Jahl wouldn't be okay with some of the things that we say. I can tell you, you could, astaghfirullah, may Allah forgive me, wallahi, he could resurrect some of the jahili, some of the kuffar Quraysh, and show them behaviors today and say, I didn't believe and I thought, but I don't do that. I didn't do that, I didn't say that, didn't behave that way. When we talk about our heritage, we have to go back to that which the Prophet ﷺ provided. He provided an alternative to jahiliyyah. And this is an alternative tonight to their jahiliyyah, as they go and dressed up as shayateen and demons and whatever else they like dressing up at. We provide alternatives, enlightened alternatives, something that is in keeping with the human spirit and the human intellect and the human experience in general. I just want to share that with you, inshallah. I hope you had a good time. Please continue to enjoy the festival. It's going to run until 10 o'clock, inshallah, at night. Barakallah fikum, jazakumullah khair. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'm going to omit the tafsir halaqah tonight and tazkiyah.